Well, welcome to Spotlight, and we have come to the end of this month of wrestling with God. I love wrestling with these things. They're hard. I wrote a paper in seminary for Dr. Larry Garrity here at La Sierra University, wrestling with these issues about God and His character. And I looked at all these hard stories. So I've been at this a long time. And let me take one more crack at this. I think all of us hate being afraid and fear. I've had some health things the last few weeks, and when I hear I'm going to have to go through a biopsy, I hope you don't have to do it. It isn't the worst thing in the world, but I thought it was. I heard about this needle that was going to be in there and a very vulnerable, tender part of you, and I said, man, but you got to do it. I want to live. So you go through it. And it turns out it's not fun, but it's not as bad as I thought. Then I heard about another procedure I was going to have to go through. Not fun, but I got through it okay. Fear. Fear of what people are going to think. Fear of what's going to happen. Fear. And there's fear in the Old Testament. And there were times when it looks like God used fear. He's going to give the 10 Commandments, and He wants to listen up now, and He tells you to wash your clothes and don't sleep with each other, and you get everything right. And I want everyone here. I don't want anyone to miss. And the thunder rumbles, and God, I'll hear this. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thunder and lightning. And people ran away. Said, God, Moses, don't let them talk to us. We will die. You go up there. Let them talk to you. Then you come and tell us. We can't face it. All through the Old Testament, these stories of fear. Uzzah touching the ark, died. Lot's wife. Thousands of people killed. The Amalekites all wiped out. The prophetic passages, fear and fear and fear. And now we come to Jesus. And the night that Jesus is born in Bethlehem, the angels come to the shepherds over the hills of Bethlehem. These angels have been watching. They've been seeing. They've seen what Satan has tried to do to make people afraid of God. And they have seen what God had to do sometime to use a little bit of fear because people were not ready to be motivated by love. He had to use fear. But doesn't want that to be the last word. And the angels who have been up there in the presence of God, who have seen God face to face for thousands of years, when they get the privilege to come down and say something, what is the first thing they say? Be not afraid. God is here. God is here. He has come to you. He's in a manger. He's in Bethlehem. Go. You don't have to be afraid of God. He came as a baby. Philip Yancey said he came as a baby, so you don't have to be afraid of a baby. He can't hurt you. Steps to Christ, if you like that little book, says it was to remove this dark shadow of fear that Jesus came. To tell you what God is really like. The fear is not the final word. 1 John 4:18, perfect love casts out fear. For fear hath to do with punishment. God doesn't want anything about fear to be part of our relationship with Him. He says, this is who I really am. I knock on the door. I want you to open the door. Check me out. But I'm not going to hurt you. You don't have to be afraid. It is the whole purpose of the great controversy about God, to take away fear. Take away this fear of an Old Testament God. I had some people come up to me at the end of a sermon in the Philippines. My church members in America, but they were visiting. And they said, Pastor Dan, every other time we've gone to public meetings, we've always come away afraid. But not with your sermon tonight. We're not afraid. For the first time. Thank you. I love it. And that's why Jesus came, to take away every shred of fear. The angel said to Zechariah, He's going to come to take away fear so that we can serve Him without fear. Titus, it says, we don't want to have any more fear. We don't want to have a spirit of fear. We want to be able to walk boldly into the throne of grace, Hebrews 4:16. So we're not afraid. We can sit at the right hand of God. God takes the veil away in the temple. They had to have a veil because there was God. You wanted to have some veil between you and God. But when Jesus died, it took away the veil. Don't have to have a veil between you and God anymore. Don't have to be afraid of God. So as we wrap up this series on the character of God in the Old Testament, if you still have a trace of fear of that God, take it away. God is good all the time. It's all he ever is. And someday every knee is going to bow and every tongue confess that Jesus is Lord, and they're going to acknowledge that the idea that God has fear is gone. And we can trust God forever because we let it go. No one who has any fear of God is going to be there anymore. Reverence and respect, yes, but no fear. Only love. This is Spotlight. God bless you. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.